Good morning and welcome to Ask the Expert on WMBG AM 740, Williamsburg's radio station. This is Adam Richards, and I'd like to welcome to our studio. We have a full studio today. I'd like to welcome Randy Richardson. He's the owner of Wallace Bait and Tackle. We also have Mike Avery, charter boat captain for Seduction Charters. And we have Alan J. Cole, Army Sergeant First Class. And then we have A.J. Cole Sr. They're all here with MAD, that's M-A-D, Military Appreciation Day Incorporated. How you guys doing today?
Great, thanks for having us.
All right, so I guess we'll get started. A.J., tell us a little bit about MAD.
Military Appreciation Day started down in North Carolina in 2006 when a group of locals took exception to the fact that some Marines were being banned from some of the local restaurants down there. They got together and gathered up some of the Marines, took them around to the various establishments to prove that the fears that the owners had were groundless. They wanted to do a little bit more, and being avid fishermen, it just seemed like a logical progression to just set up a fishing trip. So they took up a few donations, borrowed a van, got a few boat owners together, and took them out for their first MAD event down in Morehead City, North Carolina. MAD has now grown in the 10 years. There are 5 chapters in 4 states. You have the flagship chapter, which is Morehead City. The second chapter that came online was in Southport, North Carolina. The Tidewater chapter, we started out being called MAD Hampton. We changed it to MAD Tidewater because people thought it was just for Hampton area residents, and it's not. There's a chapter up in Lewis, Delaware, and the last chapter that just came on is in Charleston, South Carolina. It's all about just one simple thanks to our active duty military personnel and the families that support them at home. I don't think we can ever really do enough for them, and they don't oftentimes get the recognition. I do recall my own experience back in the day when we were cautioned not to wear our military uniforms when we went out to the local bars or the local restaurants. And it just seemed like that's kind of a funny thing to tell somebody when you're going to wear your uniform overseas, but you can't wear it at home. And so this whole thing just kind of hit home real well with me. Yeah. And I got involved. And MAD Tidewater 2016, our upcoming event, MAD Tidewater is, we've actually grown. This is our 4th year, and we're looking forward to this to being our biggest event ever.
Being the vice president, now that is for the MAD Tidewater, your chapter, correct?
Correct.
Now, you touched a little bit. How large is the MAD organization? You know, how many states, or is it how many chapters?
Well, it's 5 chapters in 4 states, as I mentioned, and each chapter has its own president and vice president. We have a national head to the organization. And one of the really cool things about the MAD organization is nobody gets a salary. We don't get paid. It's all volunteers. Okay. We do it for love of God and country and for our service people.
Now, you just touched that it is volunteers, so obviously you guys do take donations. Tell our listeners why they should donate to MAD. What is the reasoning that they should come to you to donate?
Well, the military members that get to go out on the fishing trips go for free. The boat captains that volunteer and sign up to go with us, like Mike here, they cover all the expenses of that fishing trip. So the military doesn't pay anything. The families can join us shoreside over at Randy's business and Wallace's Bait and Tackle. And we have some family-based activities there that are, once again, free for the family members. And we have a big picnic for everybody, the troops, the boat captains, their first mates if they have them, the families, and all the volunteers. We have a big barbecue, and it's free for them. So basically, it's all paid for through donations. Either we like cash, but there are other ways you can participate or donate. We're looking for cases of bottled water, sodas, things like that. It's surprising how much $5, $10, $15, $20 can go towards feeding everybody at this event.
Is there a site that they can go to get that information to where they can send the donations or where they can get that information at?
They can. They can go on the internet to www.militaryappreciationday, all one word, .org, or they can find us on Facebook if they put in MADVA. That's MADVA.
What are the family activities? Because I know that you take the soldiers out fishing, for the day. Now, what are the activities that are planned? We have, and you know it being from the area, that we do have a large population of military families and military within the Tidewater area. We have a lot down here as well as you head up to the Norfolk area. And what are some of the family activities planned for the families?
The biggest hit so far has been, I think, the bouncy house that we've had out there. I was going to say the kids love it, but there are a few adults that just get carried away too. We have a volunteer this year. He has a pleasure boat that's not really set up for fishing, but he's willing to take family members out on boat rides out on the bay. So we're looking forward to that. There's usually a bunch of games like ring toss and stuff like that, cornhole, other things. And cotton candy, face painting,
So you've kind of got it all in that.
We're
in
trying.
the thing. When is the MAD Tidewater 2016 event, and where will it take place this year?
It will be at Wallace's Bait and Tackle. What's the address down there? It's Dandy Point Road.
It's 365 Dandy Point Road, Hampton, Virginia.
Right. And it will be on Saturday, August 27th. It does require a sign up because we have to be able to plan everything. So they can sign up online. There's an online form to fill out. You go to the militaryappreciationday.org, choose what you're signing up for at the top bar, and then just make sure you choose the Tidewater chapter, fill in all the blanks, and it sends an email to the organization so we can respond.
Is there someone from the MAD Tidewater to speak to interested groups that want to help volunteer or things like that, or donations? There's somebody that they can talk to, correct?
Yeah, if there's anything we like to talk and tell fish stories. But yeah, I'm available. Jack Bartell, who is the chapter president, he'll be more than happy. He's up in the Richmond area.
Okay.
I'm sure Mike would even, or anybody here, Mike and Randy would be happy to talk. We have a lady that lives down on the south side. Her name is Dawn West.
Okay.
Dawn West is down the south side, and she, depending on everybody's schedule.
Okay.
Just
And they
let us know.
can reach out via the website, and then somebody will get back in contact with them.
Correct.
Okay. Let's switch gears. Randy, you're the owner of Wallace Bait and Tackle, and I see that you are the MAD Tidewater Chef Grill Master.
Yes, sir.
You got to smile like, yeah, that's me. I'm very curious. How did you get involved with MAD?
We were approached 2012. I think it was Jack Bartell or somebody with MAD called us looking for a place to let them host it. And I was surprised that people told them no. And me and my mother, we offered our services. Sure, we're more than glad that y'all come here and we'll help you run it and help you get it going.
Now, what does MAD mean to you? What, personally, what does it mean to you? For
Well, it
this
really
event to make
touches, to help the military. My father was Navy. We're right there by Langley Air Force Base.
Yeah.
So it helps that I can help, active military or retired.
What's been your best memory from the MAD event? Funny, not funny? What's the one that sticks out?
It had to be the guy who ran aground a couple years ago.
Okay, you got to explain this one.
He had a large boat. It was forced out of the coast, and they weren't paying attention. They had guys out there fishing, and he drifted up on the bar, and the tide. And then we had to go get the troops off the boat. And
Help push you.
and he sat out there till the tide came in.
Just a side note, I have my boat available in case we didn't have enough boat seats, and we went out there with my boat, tried to pull him off, but his boat's way bigger than mine.
He was that
That just wasn't happening.
Right.
Wow. As a local businessman, how does having such a large military presence impact your community and business?
The MAD has people from like Langley and other sources like Fort Eustis or what. We have seen an increase of military customers. They really appreciate us helping them, and it really helps.
Being in Hampton and participating, pretty much hosting. I mean, taking the big chunk of it and hosting the event and donating your time, your expenses, your boat, everything. How do your customers react, in today's age or anything? How do they react about MAD and the event when you talk about it?
The majority of them, they enjoy it. They speak their piece about far as, thanking us for helping. There are some that just, unfortunately don't really care.
Yeah, and I've noticed, and it's sad that, you go down the street and you see that, and it seems like the generations coming up, it's kind of ingrained into them, the lack of respect and the lack of appreciation for anything.
Yes,
and I've really noticed that coming from law enforcement into the radio and dealing with people on a regular basis. When I grew up, you stood to attention for the flag at school. You, yes sir, no sir. You saw an officer, whether it be military, law enforcement, firefighter, you thanked them and you were yes or no sir.
Yes,
and today it's not that anymore.
Yes,
and I think that's why this is so important. This event is that it's still showing our military that we do care, and things on that aspect of it. So kind of switching gears with you, how has the fishing industry changed in the Chesapeake Bay over the past 10 years? And it has been for the best or for the better or the worst?
Yeah, I think it has to. If Mike would agree, I think for the worse. I mean, it's the regulations that are being put on us, the fishing regulations. cobia season, it almost got closed this year, which is one of our major contributors for our business. We have a Congressman Whitman is trying to run for governor next year, and he is real avid on fishing and geared up far as getting in office and helping with VMRC and knows how to work with this. There's just so many regulations. It's really handcuffed us where places we can go, the time frame we have to go.
I buy clams, and I used to go down the street to the local gentleman that everything was local. And now he's buying farm because he said he can't get it. It's getting harder and harder to get clams because they're polluted or contaminated.
Right.
And he said it's just the regulations. And he says oysters are starting to get to that point too.
Right.
So now, what do you have in store this year? Oh, actually, a good question for you is, do they have to have fishing license in order to come in? What happens if they don't?
Some of the boats have, like Captain Mike Avery, his boat has license on it. The majority of the boats have license on them. I do know that if you don't have a license, you have to have a HIP card?
FIP card, Federal Information Program.
Yeah, for the fish.
It's a free permit you can get, and you can get it online. But if you
so they need to get that before they show up, or how is it just
if you're not fishing on a charter captain's boat, if you're on a charter captain's boat like myself, everything is covered. But if you're fishing on a private boat, you have to ask the owner of that boat, does he have a boat license? And he's covered for the license, but then he still has to have this Federal Information Program card that you get online for free. So it's just something each angler has to kind of work out with the boat owner and the captain he's fishing with, and make sure that everyone's straight.
We haven't had any real issues, people with VMRC pushing the regulations. So let's make sure the captain has a fishing license for the vessel. Yes,
All
sir.
right. This is Ask the Expert on WMBG AM 740. I'm Adam Richards, and we are back with Military Appreciation Day Incorporated, MAD for short, MAD, not MADD. And I know that AJ sent over there smiling. Mike Avery is the charter boat captain for Seduction Charters. How did you come up with Seduction Charters? Just curious. I like the name.
When we bought the boat, we bought it at the Virginia Beach Boat Show. If you've ever been to a boat show, it's just a big showroom full of shiny new boats that are really pretty and beautiful. And so the wife and I feel like we were seduced into buying the boat. And so because the whole boat buying process is a seduction of sorts. And so we named it Seduction because we felt like we were seduced. We don't have buyer's regret. We still enjoy the boat, but buying a boat is a seduction. It's worse than buying a new car or truck.
I can only imagine. My first question for you is, as the charter captain, why provide free fishing trips?
Well, first of all, I'm retired military myself. I'm retired Army of 24 years. And so I want to give my thanks to the service members who are on active duty.
Yes.
Just to show my thanks and appreciate their service. So that's the first reason. The second reason is, I think it's good for any business owner, whether you're Randy at Wallace's or if you're a charter boat operator, to donate to the community, just to show goodwill to the community. And the third reason is, hey, it helps promote my business too, get my name out there. And even some of the young service members who I do give free trips to, it puts the word out to their community that, hey, you want to go fishing, contact Captain Mike Avery. He'll put you on some fish. And so it's a good way to market, even though I don't get paid. I don't want to be paid for the MAD event. It helps get your name out there, and it's good marketing all around.
So now, how many times have you participated, in the MAD events up to this point?
I participated in the first original one in Hampton in 2012. So I've done 3, and this will be my 4th. And so I'm one of the original stakeholders.
Okay. So as I had asked Randy earlier, what's your favorite memory from previous trips?
Well, my favorite memory is most of these guys, they've never been on saltwater before. They may do freshwater fishing. I know when I was in the Army, I'm not often stationed near saltwater.
Yeah.
It's normally the best you could do is freshwater fishing, a lake or a stream. If you're lucky, yeah. And so most of these guys have never even been on saltwater. So that's just taking them out in saltwater and putting a smile on their face is good. But I'd have to say catching a good-sized cobia, which is one of our premier fish in the bay. They get, they can be 30, 40, up to 70 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And one of the hardest fighting fish. To put one of these guys on a medium to large size cobia and just watch the reactions of these fish fighting and jumping and pulling as the battle continues, that's a priceless memory for me and for them.
You have to get that on video sometime. That would be amazing to see, and like you said, it'd be a good memory too.
Yeah.
What would you say to other charter captains or boat owners, and we do have a lot of boat owners that listen to the station, what would you say to them to encourage them to participate?
Well, I would say, first of all, if you're a boat owner or a charter captain out there and you want to give your thanks to the military, go to the Military Appreciation Day website and sign up as a volunteer boat owner. This event is going to keep growing. And I think even this year you're going to have, you may have more anglers than you have boats. And so, please, go to the website. If you can donate, you don't necessarily have to bring your boat directly to Wallace's. You can actually have them meet you at your boat or ramp, wherever's closest to you. And your crew can meet you there and go fishing. Okay. And then just go to Wallace's after the fishing day for the festivities. And so, go to the website, sign up, become a volunteer captain. You'll get a good satisfaction from supporting our military.
Now, with the 2016 event, literally around the corner, it's counting down now. It's coming up. What are you looking forward to the most with MAD Tidewater 2016?
Well, I'm still looking forward to putting these guys on some big cobia. That's still what I want to do, get out there. And when we talk about all the different fish that are out there, and then I get the cobia, that's what they say. Yeah, Captain, put us on some cobia. So I'm looking forward to getting out there. My boat has a tower on it. And so we ride around up high.
Oh, yeah.
And we look for them on top. And it's a very exciting kind of fishery when you see a large fish up top and you cast a live bait or a lure to it and watch it take it, and then the rod just double open, bend over, and the fight ensues. And so that's what I look forward to for this event too.
So you guys haven't lost anybody overboard, have you? Since everybody starts laughing, just curious, you guys haven't lost anybody overboard where they just kind of went over the side of the boat, right?
No. And in fact, we've had some years where, the day they pick is a bad weather day. Oh. But we still go fishing, so I'm looking forward to this year being a good weather day. I'm putting that on AJ.
Yeah, we'll do the happy dance for the weather dance to make sure
right.
it's a beautiful day. Now, Alan, I've got Alan Cole, AJ Jr. He is a sergeant first class for the Army. Before we get started, I want to say thank you for your service and everything that you do for us and keeping us safe at home. It means a lot to us, and on behalf of WMBG, thank you so much.
Thank you all for your support.
First question for you. What, in the previous ones, what was your favorite thing about the event?
To be honest with you, the fact that the organization included my family from the very beginning until the very end. As soon as I signed up, they wanted to know, how many kids do you have? Are you married? How old are they? I got up early in the morning, left everybody asleep at home. It was a perfect excuse for me to go fishing.
Yep.
Hey, I don't get in trouble for saying I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
But, a little bit later, my wife, they got up and they went to the park. They had a great time, and it's always great to come home to family. So at the end of the fishing trip, I come home, there's my family. We have a great picnic. We have a great afternoon. I mean, you couldn't beat it.
Kind of coattailing what you just said, we have a lot of the wives and the children, there's a lot of events that involve families, but they're not really family friendly. Coming from a family that's attended it, what can you tell the military families that are listening and the mothers and the sons out there that, aren't sure if it, if it's going to stay engaged the entire time with them, from your experience and your family's experience?
From the moment they get there, there's something for them to do. The kids have the games, the face painting. They had the cotton candy machine. There was a slushy machine, the bounce house, which some adults got into and got away with. But they're right there by the water, and the facilities. I mean, Mr. Reed, he's got a great place to have it. Families couldn't be more pleased to spend the day just being appreciated. The fact that the families are saying, "Hey, thank you to the families for the sacrifices that they make."
Yeah.
Because we both serve equally. We both do a lot of hardship.
Oh yeah,
So.
you know that you hit on a very good thing that it is. You know, we thank the men and women like you that go overseas, but the families themselves that are at home dealing with, you know, holding down the home front don't always get the recognition that
Right.
they deserve. And from what I'm gathering, this is the event that really shows them how appreciated they are.
Oh yes.
So you talked a little bit about, you know, some of the activities at our picnic. How's the food? And I have Randy sitting right here, the master chef. What's the food? What is it?
Man, they had chickens and brats and burger. If you went hungry, there was something wrong. 'Cause I think I had 3 plates and I was so full I had a hard time driving home. But the food was fantastic the whole time. I mean, it was great.
Now, what types of fish have you caught in the past, or what types of fish do you normally catch when you've gone out?
It's not really a whole lot of times that I get to go fishing. Being moved around the world, that's kind of one of the things. So when we get an opportunity, something like this, to go fishing for free, and to get the FIT permit, it's free. You sign up and get it for free. When we went out, I think we got mostly black sea bass and a whole lot of natural wildlife that was growing on the bottom stuck to the hooks. So
There's a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
there was too much actually on our trip, but it's black sea bass, cobia and stuff. It was just it's all out there.
So I'm going to throw this one out there. I've got AJ Jr. in one chair, and then I've got AJ Sr. in the other chair.
And he has to be really careful with this question, I think.
I
because
know.
He's
So,
sitting right next to me.
Alan, who's the better fisherman? You or your dad? To the audience, they are staring at each other.
Well, that kind of depends. Yeah, I'll be very careful with this one. I'll give it to Dad. Yeah.
That is the correct and smart answer. Is to Dad. And as we finish up, you know, I got 2 more questions. What happens to the fish once you catch them when you guys are done? What happens to them?
Oh, it's great. The captains and all, they brought the coolers back. There were people at the pier. They cleaned the fish for free, and we got the fish to take home for free. It was clean. All you had to do was show up. They walk up, boom, just go home with free fish.
One of the advantages
We-
of launching at Wallace is that the
yeah,
captain
We
doesn't have
cooked
to
some
clean
of them
fish.
last year. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
we got the deep fryers.
Yep.
Now, the last question I have for you, Alan, is being in the military, you know, knowing the stresses and everything that go on with the lifestyle and the life changes you've made to do that. What would you say to encourage other active duty military members and their families to participate in this, you know, to get them out to show them that they are appreciated?
It's a great event to get with other service members from other branches of the military, because there was 2 Navy personnel on the boat that I was with, and to meet members of the community and to actually have members of the community do this for you for free. And like I said, to include your family members.
Yeah.
Support our troops, and they always look at the active duty service member. They don't look at your family. But to have that thrown in there, it really does make a huge difference. It makes you feel more welcomed and appreciated.
Yeah, and I think that is something that you should never not feel that. And, you know, and anything here at the station that we can do to help you guys further this event, you know, we want to help it. You know, we'll put the calls out and the things out to get some donations and try to get some captains in to help you guys out, as long as the donations as well. And, you know, we do reach a lot of military throughout the U.S. as well as locally. They love the music. You can't go wrong with 50s, 60s, and 70s. So,
Can I follow up with
yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
So I'll submit to you that fishing is outstanding therapy.
Yeah.
For anybody. When you're on land, you're thinking about your bills, your job, your kids, your household honey-do list. You know, an endless number of things that your mind is occupied on, and it just adds stress. Now you take those same things to the average active duty military guy, and the active duty military guy has about 100 more things that a normal civilian doesn't have, with his job, his training, potential deployments into a combat zone, separation from family. That adds stress to military life in an unbelievable way if you've never served before. When you're on the water, all of those things seem to melt away. You stop thinking about all of your land-based problems, all of your job-based problems, and you're thinking about the water, the nature, and the fish. And so for that time you're on the water, you don't have any stresses. You don't even think about it. You can even turn your cell phone off, put it away, and just connect with nature. And so I'll submit to you that fishing for the service member is an absolute great therapy for them. And especially for those military guys that are suffering from PTSD, who have those kinds of issues in their life.
Which is a major thing right now.
Yes, it's significant to all of our services. If you can give them a day on the water and relieve that stress just for an afternoon, just for a day, I think that's just great therapy for them, and it does a lot. So just wanted to throw that out there.
You're giving them the therapy, and then they really do get to come back to the land and truly enjoy the time with their family then, because they're not stressed about everything else at that point. It's about them and the family now.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in today and, speaking with us about this. We want to help any way we can, help you guys promote it and get it out there for you. To our listeners, if you have questions or you want to help donate any way you can, if you're a captain and you want to donate your time, you can go to www.militaryappreciationday.org, or you can give us a call here at the station at 229-7400, and we will reach out to Mr. AJ Cole Sr. and, correspond that and get you with the right contact. Gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping in today and talking with us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you guys for your service. You'll never truly understand how much it means to everyone else, and I know that you don't hear it all the time. But thank you. You've been listening to Ask the Expert on WMBG AM 740, Williamsburg's radio station. We've been talking with Military Appreciation Day, Inc., MAD for short. Tune in next time. Thank you.